Hello everyone, welcome to Augmentech. We empower architects and engineers for better career opportunities. So today we are going to learn about multi-wall composition in Revit. So firstly, we must have to understand that why we have to go for the multi-wall composition. We already have the single wall composition, but what is the necessity to go for the multi-wall composition? Let us consider the example of washroom wall. See, we have to provide the moisture resistance material layer from interior side of our washroom wall, because if we don't provide it, then the water will go inside the wall and there will be a problem of leakage may occur in the future. So we must have to provide the moisture resistance layer from the interior side of our washroom wall, so that there will not be a problem of moisture or water will occur in future. So in the similar cases, various multi-wall compositions we require. If we are dealing with the exterior wall, then we must have to provide one composition which reflects the sun rays, so that the heat transfer from the exterior wall to the inside of our house will be reduced. We can consider our second example. We can take the example of our exterior wall of the building. If we provide a composition to the exterior wall of the building which will resist the sun rays or the hotness to come inside of our house, then it may reduce the power required for the cooling of inside in the wall. So in these cases, we must have to go for the multi-wall composition in Revit. Now we are going to learn about how to create a multi-wall composition in our Revit software. We have already learned about the single wall composition, all the properties associated with it, how to draw a wall, how to apply the material, how to reduce or increase the thickness. All the properties associated with the single wall we have already learned in our previous videos. Now in this video we are going to learn about multi-wall composition in Revit. So I have taken this multi-wall composition from the standard project and just have written down here by using the text command in the Revit. See, here we have the capital A button which denotes the text command. By using this command, we can write down the text whatever we will require. So by using this text command, I have noted down the multi-wall composition which we are going to create in this video. Then I am going to insert one image which denotes the RGB value for these materials which we are going to create, because every material, every finish, we have one RGB value associated with it. So as per the standard project, as per the international building code, we must have to consider the various RGB values associated with that finish, and we will have to put that RGB values, and we must have to apply the color to our various layers of our wall. So I am going to just insert the RGB value chart from insert command. Then we must have to go to the import image here, and we have to browse for the image. So on my desktop I have saved that image material composition, and then I am going to click on open. I am going to just place that image and see, here we have the RGB value chart. So for the moisture resistant gypsum board, we have the RGB value as 140, 255, 140. Then if we have the type X rated gypsum board, then we have the RGB values 255, 132, 132. These are the standard RGB values from the international building code, because we must have to consider the standards which are associated with the construction of our building. So I have just imported this standard chart in our Revit, and now by using this standard chart we are going to model our multi-wall composition in Revit. So how to model it? We have already discussed about how to draw a wall in our previous videos. So to draw a wall in Revit, we must have to go to the architectural tab, and then here inside the build panel we have the wall command. The shortcut for the wall command is WA. We just have to click on the drop down here, and we have wall architectural available here. So I am just going to click on this, and then we have various multi-wall compositions already given by the Autodesk standard library. So we are going to learn about how these compositions we can prepare, how we can create our custom composition by using this standard composition. So I am just selecting one standard wall from here, and just I am going to draw here standard wall. So we have already learned about various drawing options of our standard wall in our previous videos. So I have just used the location line option, wall center line, and I have just drawn the wall here by using the grids here. Then we are going to update this composition to this wall. So I just have to select this wall and then go to the edit type, and then we must have to duplicate our wall. If we don't duplicate our wall, then this standard wall composition will get updated and we will lose our standard wall which is already available in our project. So if we don't want to lose the composition of our previous wall, then while creating the new wall we must have to duplicate it. So to duplicate the wall we must have to click on this duplicate button here, and we must have to rename our wall. So I am going to rename my wall as custom wall. We must have to provide the standard wall name as per the BOD which we will require from our client. But here we are going to learn about the command, so I am just giving the name as of my choice. So I am going to just provide the custom wall name here, but while working on the projects we must have to follow the BOD which we will receive from our client, and as per that BOD we must have to provide the standard wall names that are given inside that BOD. So here, as we are just going to learn about the commands, we are not working on any project, so I am just going to give wall name as per our choice. So I have just renamed the wall name as custom wall, and then we must have to click on OK button here. Up till now we have just renamed our wall name. We have not updated the composition of our wall. So to update the composition of the wall we must have to go to the edit button which is available here. So I am just placing my type properties box here to refer this composition and the chart which we have already pasted on our drawing board. So I am just going to click on edit button here, and then we have these layers which are already available of our previous wall. Now we must have to update these layers as per our composition, and we have to provide the material and their RGB values. Now we will learn about how to update the wall composition here. So I have finished one layer here. Inside our wall composition we have 1 inches fiber cement panel from the exterior side of our wall, and then we have the second layer of 5x8 moisture resistant gypsum board. Then we have our core layer which is the 3 5x8 metal studs. So what is the core layer? The core layer is that layer through which our metal studs will pass. So here we have metal studs of 3 5x8 inches, and which creates our core layer of 3 5x8 metal studs. And then from the interior side of our wall we have 5x8 type X gypsum board. So we have total 4 composition here, and inside the total 4 composition we have one core layer. So core layer will always bound inside the core boundaries label which is available here. So layer above the core layer, we must have to put those layer above our core layer. Our core layer will always be written inside the core boundary layer above and core boundary layer below label which is given here, and whatever the layers which are above the core layers, they will be placed above the core boundary label here, and whatever the layers which are below our core layer or inside of our core layer, we must have to provide those layers below our core boundary label here. So I am going to just place my first layer which is 1 inches fiber cement panel. So to apply our first layer, we must have to go to the materials here, and then we have 3 dots here. We must have to click on those dots here. Then we will get open with the material browser box here. So I just have to create my new layer of wall composition 1 inches fiber cement panel. So how to create the new layer? Let us concentrate on this box here, material browser box. We must have to create a new layer. So we have to go to the create new material button which is available here, and then click on this create new material here, and then we got the default new material here. We must have to rename this material. So right click on this material and say rename here, and then we must have to provide our name of the material. So our name of the material is 1 inches fiber cement panel. I have renamed our material name as 1 inches fiber cement panel. Just select all these text and just say copy Ctrl C by using our keyboard, and then go to the identity here, and we must have to paste our material name here, because it is important to paste our material name here, because while giving the material tag in our sheets, we must have to provide our material name here, because we will require this material name while giving the material tags to our wall. So I have just pasted our material name here, and then go to the graphics here, and then apply the color. So we don't have color RGB value available for the fiber cement panel. So we are going to apply the white color RGB value which is 255, 255, 255. So I'm just going to click on the white color, and the RGB values for the white color is 255, 255 and 255. Just click on OK, and then we are done with the 1 inches fiber cement panel layer. Then apply here, and then click on OK. Now we must have to provide the thickness to our material. So as the name suggests, or as we know that the thickness of our fiber cement panel is 1 inches, so I am just putting the 1 inches value here, and then now we will have to focus on our second layer, which is the 5 by 8 inches moisture resistant gypsum board. So we must have to select the finish 1 again here. For the layers below our core layers, we will be going to select the finish 2 here, but for the layers which are above our core layers, we will always select the finish 1 here. I have selected the finish 1 again here, and then we must have to provide the material name again to this layer. So again we will have to create our new material which is 5 by 8 moisture resistant gypsum board. Then again inside this material browser box, I will again have to go to the create new material here. Then we will get the default new material here. Then right click on this default new material here, then just say rename here, and then rename as per our material name which is 5 by 8 inches moisture resistance gypsum board. Then again select this name and copy by using the Ctrl C from our keyboard. Then go to the identity here, and then inside the description we will must have to put our name here. Whatever the material tag we will require while tagging our finishes of our wall. So whatever the tag we will require, we will put the same tag here, and then again go to the graphics, and then inside this color we must have to put the RGB values which is associated with the moisture resistant gypsum board. So as we have already discussed about the RGB value chart, and we know that we have the RGB value for the moisture resistant gypsum board is 140, 255, 140. So again I am going to click on this color button which is available here, and then we must have to provide the RGB value here. So for the red we have 140. Then press the tab key to go to the second column of green, and then again put the value for the green which is 255, and then again press a tab key and go to the value for the blue, and again put the value for the blue which is 140. So we are end up with the RGB values associated with the moisture resistant gypsum board finish layer, and then click on the OK here, and then apply, and then again click on the OK here, and we will get our 5x8 moisture resistant gypsum board material applied to our finish one layer. Again update the thickness which is associated with the moisture resistant gypsum board finish which is 5x8 inches. Again we will have to put the 5x8 inches thickness here. Now we have to focus on our core layer here. So our core is of 3 5x8 metal stud. So we just have to click on this three dots here, and then again we will have to create our new material. See, if we have material which is already available in our material browser box, then we don't need to create a new material. But as we are dealing with this multi-wall composition for the first time in our architectural template, so we don't have the material available here. So always for the first time we must have to create that material firstly, and then as we will be going to work on the various projects, we must have to create it for the first time. Then we can use for the multiple time by using this material browser box only. So to create a new material, again we will have to click on the create new material button here, and then again we will have to rename that material. To rename the material, we know that we just have to right click on the default new material, rename it, and then we will have to rename as per our material. So our material here is 3 5x8 inches metal stud. Then again select this name, again use the Ctrl C option from our keyboard, and then go to the identity tab here, and inside the description we must have to paste our material name here, and then we have to go to the graphics button here which is available here. And as we know that we don't have the RGB value associated for the metal stud, 3 5x8 inches metal stud. So just have to click on this color button here and just provide the white color RGB value which is 255, 255 and 255, and then click on the OK button available here, and then again OK. And then we must have to update our thickness for the 3 5x8 metal stud layer. So we know that we have a thickness of 3 5x8 inches. Now we are done with 1 inches fiber cement panel, then our second layer of 5x8 moisture resistant gypsum board, and our core of 3 5x8 metal stud. Now we just have to create our last layer which is 5x8 type X gypsum board. So we don't have new material layer available here, so we must have to insert that new material layer. just click on this insert button here, and we got that new material layer inside the core, but we don't want it inside the core. We know that material layer is of below the core, that is from the inside of our core, inside of our wall composition. So we know that from the inside of our wall composition. So just we will have to select that, and then again click to the down button which is available here. Again click on the down button, and we will get that new material layer outside our core layer which is already available here. Now we got that new material layer below our core layer which is already available here. And then, as we have already discussed, that we must have to select here the finish 2, because it is of interior side of our core. For the exterior side of our core wall, we have selected the finish 1 here, and as we have already discussed that for the inside of our core wall, we must have to select for the finish 2 which is available here. And then to apply the material to our finish 2, we must have to click on these 3 dots available here. We will get this material browser box here, and then again we will have to create our 5x8 type X gypsum board finish here. So again go to the new, create new material, rename that material by right clicking on it, 5x8 inches type X gypsum board. So again select that name, copy, Ctrl C by using the keyboard shortcut, and then again go to the identity tab available here, paste that name inside the description box and go to the graphics tab, and then click on the color here. And as we have already discussed that for the type X gypsum board, we have the RGB value of 255, 132, 132. So just we have to apply those RGB values here. So for the red we have 255, then press a tab key to go to the second column. Then for the green we have 132, and then for the blue again we have 132 as our RGB value. So just click on the OK button available here, and then click on the apply, and then click on OK. So we are done with our last material composition, which is 5x8 type X gypsum board. Now we have to apply the thickness for that material. So again we know that 5x8 inches is the thickness which is given to the 5x8 inches type X gypsum board finish. So here we are done with the material composition which we have to apply to our wall. So I am going to click on the OK button which is available here, and then again click on OK, and we will get our wall updated with our new composition which is this. So I am going to just measure our finishes, press on the tab key to click on the line of our wall, and then again tab key. We got here 5x8 inches type X gypsum board which is our inside layer of our wall, and then we have a core of 3 5x8. So again we have a core of 3 5x8 inches which is the core of our wall, and then we have 5x8 moisture resistance which is of light green color, and then we have 1 inches fiber cement panel. In this video, we have learned about multi-wall composition in Revit, how to apply the multi-wall compositions, how to apply the thickness, how to apply the materials, how to apply the RGB values, and all the associated properties with the multi-wall composition in the Revit. So hope you have enjoyed the session. See you again in the next one. Thank you.